For Session Daily Updates, I'm Sarah Allen. The House floor session is anticipated to begin soon. Let's take a look at what's expected to be addressed before we join members gathering for session.
Also come to order. Prayer by the chaplain.
Good morning. The Jewish people have contributed much to the world, not least of which the establishment of a governing democracy, even way back in the biblical wilderness days. Moses, our greatest prophet, was wisely advised not to adjudicate all the Israelite grievances on his own, but to create a desert judiciary council to bring justice and fairness to his people, which he did. 2 weeks ago, we celebrated Passover, a holiday that celebrates freedom as a universal right which every human being should deserve. In another 3 weeks, we will find ourselves commemorating the giving of the law at Mount Sinai and the creation of the Israelite nation. And so during this time, between holidays, we become aware of something very important to us, and that is that without purpose, without moral guidance, all that precious freedom we call ours is not complete. In a sense, our freedom is meaningless unless we have an overarching sense of what it is we want to create, how exactly we wish to govern, what we want to accomplish, what kind of legacy we wish to leave. So as we begin yet another day of representing the people of the great state of Minnesota, may we search our hearts for guiding principles that link each one of our votes, the statements we make, each law we support, every measure we work to achieve. May all our actions be as part of a fabric that is whole and awesome to behold. Our freedom, which is so precious to us as Americans, is only valuable if it is linked to a purpose, and we must never lose sight of that greater purpose. May we continue to be blessed with clear vision, integrity, a strong sense of the purpose that brought us here to this holy work in the first place. And may God bless us in all our endeavors. Amen.
The chaplain today is Rabbi Sim Glazer, Temple, Israel, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk will take the roll.
The clerk will close the roll.
Yep. As soon as it flashes up there.
A quorum is present. The clerk will read the journals of the preceding days.
Journal of the House, 89th Session, 2016, 95th day, St. Paul, Minnesota, Monday, May 9th, 2016.
Mr. Speaker,
The Speaker recognizes Representative Khan.
before you accept the journal, you ought to check it for mistakes. I think there's a mistake on 7977.
So noted, and the correction has taken place. If there's no further objection of the reading of the journals, will be dispensed with the journals we be approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Hearing no further objection, the journals are approved and corrected. Comparison reports. There is a copy of the order of business on each member's desk. If there is no objections, the motions will prevail. Hearing no objections, the motions will prevail and the substitutions will be made. Reports of standing committees and divisions. A copy of this order of business has been placed on each member's desk. If there is no objection, the reports will be adopted. Hearing no objection, the reports will be adopted. Second reading of Senate files.
Second reading, Senate File number 1898.
Second reading.
Second reading, Senate File 2764.
Second reading.
Second reading, Senate File 3018.
Second reading.
Second reading, Senate File 3216.
Second reading. Introduction of bills. The following House files have been offered for introduction today. The Chief Clerk will report the House files and give them their first reading.
Introduction of first reading of House Files 3999 through 4001. 4,000. Then just say first reading.
First reading, House files 3,999 through 4,001.
All right.
Messages from the Senate.
Messages from the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I hereby announce the passage by the Senate of the following Senate files herewith transmitted. Senate file numbers 1075, 1440, 2405, 2385, 2802, 2881, 3047, 3175, and 3368. And the message is signed Joanne Emshoff, Secretary of the Senate.
First reading of Senate files.
First reading of Senate File 1075, an act relating to game and fish. Anderson S. moved that Senate File 1075 and House File number 1182, now in the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading, Senate File number 1440, an act relating to health.
Baker moved that Senate File 1440 and House File Number 1652, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate File Number 2385, an act relating to the Metropolitan Council. The bill is being referred to the Committee on State Government Finance. First reading Senate File 2405, an act relating to energy. The bill is being referred to the Committee on Job Growth and Energy Affordability Policy and Finance. First reading Senate File Number 2802, an act relating to cosmetology. Franzen moved that Senate File Number 2802 and House File Number 2389, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate File Number 2881, an act relating to human services. Mack moved that Senate File Number 2881 and House File Number 3276, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate File Number 3047, an act relating to health care. Davids moved that Senate File 3047 and House File Number 3285, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate File Number 3175, an act relating to commerce. Hoppy moved that Senate File Number 3175 and House File Number 3309, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate File Number 3368, an act relating to transportation. Drazkowski moved that Senate File Number 3368 and House File Number 3723, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered. The member from Stearns, Representative Howe. For what purpose do you rise?
A point of personal privilege, Mr. Speaker.
State your point of personal privilege.
Members, today we have here Jacob Bertram, who at 15 years of age has earned his Eagle Scout. He's here today with his dad, former Representative Jeff Bertram, his mother Marlene, and his brother Mitchell. If we could, they're here to be recognized and congratulated. Thank you.
The member from Hennepin, Representative Pepin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I move a recess to the call of the chair until approximately 1 p.m. Rules Committee will meet immediately after recess in the basement hearing room of the State Office building. And Republican members, we will caucus immediately after Rules Committee in room 5 of the State Office building.
Representative Pepin moves a recess to the call of the Speaker until approximately 1 p.m. The member from Clay, Representative Marquardt.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and members. DFL members, we will caucus immediately in room 200.
Representative Knobloch.
Mr. Speaker, just correction, the Ways and Means Committee will meet at 11:30 today in room 10 to take up the Real ID bill. GOP members of the Ways and Means Committee will meet at 11 o'clock in room 454.
All those in favor of the motion to recess signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The motion prevails, and the House stands in recess to the call of the chair until approximately 1 p.m.